One couple.
Our mortgage money was being spent on shopping. I had no idea for a year my mortgage had been paid.
One crisis.
You have to treat this as an addiction that is destroying your family.
Does Dr. Berman have the prescription?
This is Couples in Crisis. Hi guys.
Hi.
Hello, Dr. Berman.
Let's hear what you've been struggling with.
One of the biggest issues we have was money, but it's not so much having it or not having it, it's how we're spending it. She likes to use the internet a lot, and she'll spend money on the internet, and she'll use an account that doesn't have, the funds in it to cover, and not bring it to my attention. And I guess lie to me would be a good way to say it. I hate to use that word, but she will lie to me to cover her little mistakes, which are easily fixable at the time.
Is it that she's, messed up on the budgeting, or is it that she's sneaking the spending? In other words,
Both.
Is it okay for her to, it's both. Does it feel like a compulsion?
Oh, absolutely.
Is this the only place that you guys struggle?
We fight about the kids a lot. We have a large family. I have 3 children and he has 4. That's a big issue about how, how we feel about raising the kids. We have totally different views on that.
And what are they?
He's more relaxed. He doesn't really have any follow through as far as punishment and what, rules around the house, respect. He thinks I'm easier on my kids than I am on his. But you've got his 4 kids who are always in trouble, and then you've got my 3 kids who never get in trouble.
Would you agree with that, Chris?
In all honesty, yes, I will have to agree with you. My kids do tend to get in more trouble than hers. I think I'm more laid back because, I had no supervision. That's just the opposite of Bridget when growing up.
Let's tackle the money first.
Okay.
Are you aware of moods or patterns that seem to go along with the urge to shop?
Yes, absolutely. When I'm frustrated or upset, I tend to want to shop.
Afterwards, you feel the guilt and the shame, and then you want to hide it from him.
Yes. He expects me never to mess up again, and that's really hard to say that I'm never going to mess up again. And that's what I continue to tell him. I'm really trying, but I can't guarantee that it won't happen.
Yes, she's gotten better, but just to give you an idea of how bad it was, where our mortgage money was being spent on shopping. She would, of course, she's home all the time. She would get the mail. I had no idea for a year that my mortgage had been paid. We almost lost the home over it. It was a pretty big deal. I don't think we could survive together in a relationship if it got as bad as it was.
Spending is an addiction. In this case, Bridget's using shopping in the same way that an alcoholic uses alcohol. You're basically like an alcoholic living in a bar all day with the computer right there. It's a lot of willpower required not to want to go, click on a shopping site. It's the addiction that is just potentially destroying your relationship and your family, right?
Correct.
Absolutely.
So you have to treat this as an addiction. Have you sought any therapy or treatment or intervention for this?
No. I've been working on it on my own.
That's usually not enough.
There has been some improvement, though, and I think she's found some other outlets in her shopping habits.
Eating.
Yeah, you'll replace one addiction. That's why you got to get the help, because you'll replace one addiction with the other. So you really need the support, and it's got to come in the form of therapy and usually hand in hand with a 12-step program.
Okay.
I think if you can start to deal with that and build the trust, things with your kids are going to get better. You are doing your children harm if you don't show them that you are on the same page with discipline. Now, what that means is not that you have to agree on everything. If you, Chris, feel like Bridget handled something too harshly, you have to support her in the moment. You have to be a united front. Then you can go into the bedroom or pull her aside and say, listen, I feel like that was too harsh. Then you can talk about it, and Bridget could theoretically go back and say, you know what, that was too harsh. And this is what we're going to do instead.
Right, you got a good point. I agree with that.
My guess is probably Bridget does, maybe a harsher punishment, and then you, Chris, undo it. They're not going to be okay with this as a model.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
Even if you feel like she's being too harsh, your allegiance has to be with her, and her allegiance has to be with you. And that means, Bridget, that sometimes you're going to have to let go of some of the discipline. And what I would ask you to do is separately write down what you think the rules of conduct should be for your children. And they should be for all your children the same. Does it sound like something you can commit to?
I
Yeah.
can.
You're sort of hesitating, Chris. What are you thinking?
Well, it's just, yeah, I mean, no, I'm not hesitant. I guess I'll just throw it all out there. What I'm thinking is, what's going to happen is we make a list of rules. It's going to be my kids breaking all the rules. And my kids are going to be the ones in trouble all the time.
In my opinion, your children will not only continue to misbehave, but will escalate in their misbehavior unless they have those consequences.
Yeah, I agree.
You are going to have to follow through and be totally predictable, but it will get easier.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sum up of it. I guess you're right.
All right, we got a plan?
Got a plan.
All right, good luck to you.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right,
Dr.
thank you very
Berman.
much.
Whew, I'm exhausted. These guys have a lot going on and a lot of work to do. We just have to keep our fingers crossed that they forge ahead and get the help they need. If you like what you see, be sure to watch my play-by-play on this couple.
If you enjoyed this episode, check out Dr. Berman's play-by-play on this couple. And check out What the Heck Are You Eating?, where Joy Bauer breaks down the good and the bad in your favorite foods.